All right. So, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this Saturday morning. My name is Kanhaiya Jha, and I'm heading the admission and marketing at International College of Financial Planning. ICFP, it's a part of Bajaj Capital Group. Today, we are privileged to have a seasoned speaker with us. He is Vibhu Venkat. He is a certified financial planner. He is a mentor. He is a investor with over 2 decades of experience. He has worked in India and Dubai with different leadership positions at different leadership positions with different MNCs company. So please join us to welcome Vibhu sir. Thank you so much, Vibhu sir, for your accepting my invitation. Now the stage is yours.
Thank you, Kanaya. Uh, Thank you all for taking out your time on a weekend. Now, this is, I would say, we'll have to make sure that the weekend that you guys have invested the time to make to this session is well invested. Okay. So, see, we all know that we all here are for a common reason, right? So, we are here for the reason to explore, understand what is being a CFP is all about. Okay. But just to kind of set this context, let me ask you guys with a very two simple questions. You can put your answers in the chat. I'm sure most of you will know the answer for these, but just to set the context, set the kind of the size that we are in. So, do you all know what is the latest AUM, which is the asset under management in the Indian mutual fund industry space? Please put that figure in chat. And also the latest monthly SIP book size that you have been hearing or reading. If you guys can kind of put the numbers that you have read, whatever you know, what is the latest asset under management that you have heard, which is called AUM in the Indian mutual fund industry space, and what is the latest SIP monthly SIP book size that you have been reading? So I'm not getting any answer. Kanya, have you disabled chat? Okay, AM is 70 lakh crore, SIP book is 29K crore. Devrata Mahanta, okay. Satish says no idea. Devrata, actually, you are very close, but the thing is, the AUM in the AMFI book size of the Indian mutual fund industry is even more than that. Okay, SIP book size, no sir, SIP book size refi, it's not. 76 lakh crores, yes, I think Alim, you are pretty much on the dot in terms of, it is around 75 lakh crores. Okay, and Tarun is pretty much right, and Debrata is also pretty much right. The monthly SIP book size in India has reached around 29,000 crores. Okay, 29,000 crores. Obviously, we'll have the net SIP book size and gross SIP book size and stuffs like that. So we are in a space, we are in a sweet spot in terms of a country, in terms of the growth going to be exploding into the next phase. Okay. So I was making this calculation. I was speaking to someone. As we speak, as we all know that today the market is about 75 lakh crores, right? And even if I put a 10 percentage of compounded annual growth for the next 10 years or so, will be in excess of 1 crore 50 lakhs crores, in excess of that, like somewhere close to about 2 crore crores. So that is, I do not even know what is the number of zeros that will come into 2 crore crores. Like today we are at 75 lakhs, right? So this 75 lakhs will go to somewhere around 1.8 CR or about 2 CR. So we are talking about such mind-boggling numbers, and still the market penetration in India as a country, my dear friends, please understand, it is less than 10%. Can you believe it? So if what is this market penetration? If there are about 100 Indians, only 10 Indians are investing in structured financial products. Okay. So now, before we start this session, before we actually try and understand what is this CFP, I'll give you, let me, because I love stories. We all love stories, right? So let me start a very small, I will not call a story, but a bit of a narrative. Okay, just imagine that you have a big door, okay, which is kind of, it will open up into a hall or whatever. And that door is about like 12 feet high or 12 feet tall. Like, I'm 6 feet myself. So it's like two of me being kept one over other. And there are about two doors, and it has some nice brass handles, which are long handles. Okay. and you are just about to enter the room with your client. You have a client, okay, and you are his consultant. Okay, what consultant we'll see after a minute, but you are his consultant, you are holding his hand, or you are just walking along with your client, and someone is opening the door for you. Okay, so now this hall is about 100,000 square feet, and it has about 1,500 food counters: vegetarian, non-vegetarian, diabetic, high pressure, low pressure, Jain, any kind of food that you can ask for under the roof or from an Indian context, you have them all. Okay, and also you have some flavors which is like Chinese and stuff like that. So now your client, so you are actually a nutritional consultant for your client. You're holding his hand. You have to see to it that the products or the food counters that he goes is suiting his profile in terms of his health conditions. If he's diabetic, if he's having blood pressure, if he's having cholesterol, if he's having asthma, if he's having something else or some kind of a thyroid problem. So you know in and out that as his nutritionist or his as her nutritionist, you know what exactly will suit your client. So it is your responsibility to take them as per their profile to the right counters. This is exactly what a CFP is expected to do in your investment horizon or your investment landscape, my dear friends. Today in India, we have about 40 to 50 mutual fund companies, and minimum is 1,000 plus products, 1,000 plus mutual fund schemes. It could be even to the range of 1,500 mutual fund schemes. People are confused. Where do I start? How do I invest? Should I do SIP? Should I do lump sum? How should I do my goal planning? How should I plan for my retirement? How should I plan for my children's education? How should I plan for the down payment of my house? So goal based planning, retirement planning, and asset allocation, which mutual fund to invest, passive, active, real estate investment trust. You have the whole world ahead of you, but your client doesn't know where to start. And if you have to tell them how to start and where to start, then you have to get to the screen, which is this CFP, which is called the Certified Financial Planner. Trust me, I've been an investor from the last 10 years, but I did CFP in my pass out was in October 2023. So I've been now mentoring, and I'm also a faculty in International College of Financial Planning. I've been their student also. So whatever I say today, I will talk more from as being a student. I've consumed their services as a student, and I'm now also their faculty and a mentor for the fast track students as well. So I understand what I'm saying from both the perspectives of being a tutor and also a student. So, this is where you will have to start this journey in terms of, so if you see the number of CFPs is actually much more than the number of RIAs. Only 2 days back, I was reading an article by one of the columnists in LinkedIn that, like, the number of RIAs is 913, which is already less, but the number of practicing RIAs is even lesser than that, is about less than 100. I'm not saying RIAs are not worth it. RIA you can any day become because they have relaxed the rules, and you can just you have to be a degree holder. 10A, 10B after you finish the CFP is almost so very easy on a relative scale. So if you want to be a free only advisor, if you want to be a mutual fund distributor, if you want to be a wealth professional, anywhere, because just the 10A, 10B is not going to give you the entire spectrum in terms of wealth advice. That is where the CFP comes into place. Trust me on this. Okay, so Indian community, CF community grew by 17.7 percentage. So there is a consistent demand which is coming there. Why is this not moving? Okay, let me just keep it like this. Who should consider the CFP path? Let me just increase the, because sometimes that gets hanged. Okay, so who should consider the CFP path? So lot of these students, lot of young professionals, people who are ranging from the age of 23 till 60, I handle them on a day-to-day basis. They ask, like, sir, why should we do CFP? Can you give us one single reason for us to do CFP? My only single reason for doing CFP, which I tell people, and this is a proof, there is a market demand also for what? Sir, market demand is there, but for what? Asset allocation. Product research team or the product team in any wealth management firm, mutual fund companies, or in banks also, there is a team which analyzes the different products that comes into the market. Now, friends, trust me on this. The amount of products that is going to come in is going to increase by tenfold. It is going to become 10x. As I told earlier, only a CFP, only a certified person can understand the products from its risk ratios, what are the kind of returns, how to measure the returns, how to measure their performance, how to measure their downside protection, what is their sectoral allocation, what are the sectors that they have invested into, what are the kind of companies that they have invested into. All this, you can be anyone, you can be from your science background, you can be from an arts background, you can be from liberal arts, you can be a commerce background, anything. I myself an engineer. Okay, so that is a living proof that you don't have to be really from. And I have not worked in a PFSA sector even for one single day in my entire life. But that did not stop me from becoming CFP. That did not stop me from pursuing this interest for this personal finance as a profession. Because the day you say that you want to do something in personal finance, CFP is the only answer, because that's a gold standard program which is being carved out and it is recognized in about 27 different countries worldwide. CFP is a gold standard program. It is recognized in 27 different countries across the world. As I told, the tax planning or retirement, wealth management, private banking, investment consultancy, all roads lead to Rome is the saying which we have. But if you will trust me on this, if you have one single takeaway out of CFP is asset allocation, is understanding the products. What is the difference between a wealth manager and an investment counselor? What is the difference between a normal MFD or a MFD with a CFP? A normal MFD will consume or will get the dump of the products or the number of schemes which are being launched by each mutual fund. They will put it onto the NFO pressure, they will put it onto the SIP, they will put it onto the different categories, and they will just sell whatever that they are being asked to sell, which is good. And from their own experience, they learn a lot. I'm not taking that away from a MFD who is not a CFP. I'm definitely giving them the credit, because the way they understand clients, the way they practically speak to clients is always any day better than any certification. But if I have to start, if I have to become better, because the day you stop learning is the day you stop living. So even if you are an MFD, if you have multiple years of experience, you can still do the CFP to enhance your understanding about the products, enhance your perspectives about seeing and looking at wealth management from a wider horizon. And if you are a fresher, and there is nothing like CFP that can guide you into this path of wealth management. Trust me, my dear friends, in other 3 or 4 years, if this market has to go beyond 1 crore lakh, 1 crore crores, okay, in terms of the AUM, which is today at about 75 lakh crores, then it has to come with two things. One is the penetration, the amount of people who are investing has to increase, and the amount of products that has to increase. The answer for both these things is lying in this sheet. Whether you call it investment consultancy, you call it private banking, wealth management, insurance products, general insurance or life insurance, financial products, financial advisory services, across the BFSI spectrum. What is BFSI? Banking, financial services, and insurance. Across the BFSI spectrum, CFP is already regarded, but CFP will be regarded even more. I was looking at one of the largest private sector public sector banks. They had released advertisement in terms of the job offers that they are giving. You will not believe me. You can go and check in the web also. For product research team of that bank, okay, I will even tell the bank's name. It is State Bank of India. Okay, you can go and check the State Bank of India's website in terms of the job openings which they have had. Okay, product research team, you have to be in the age bracket of 25 to 30. Okay, and you should have 3 years of experience in the product research team. You know what is the salary which they offer for a person who is from 25 to 30? It is 20 lakh rupees, and we are talking about SBI. We're not talking about some HSBC, we're not talking about some HDFC, we're not talking about some private banks. Look at the amount of seriousness that a PSU bank is talking about. Why? And that too for product research team. It's not even a relationship manager. It's not about going and building the book size or enhancing the book size. There you have the constant pressure. Here, the pressure is about learning. The pressure is about understanding the new products. The product research team, and they're not wanting to hire someone who is beyond 30 also. They're not wanting to hire someone below 25. They're not wanting to hire someone beyond 30. So look at that. They want fresh minds with only 3 years of experience so that you are not closed minded, but you also have the open keenness and curiosity to understand new products. They have not said in that advertisement that you have to be a CFP for that. But let me assure you that if you are a CFP, you will have a great deal of understanding. Obviously, it is asking for 3 years of experience. So, which anyway, as a fresher, look at the tremendous amount of scope which the market offers today in this space. Okay, sir, why is this CFP? Why are you calling it the gold standard of personal finance? I will tell you from my own experience. I've been an investor. I've been working in distribution organizations for almost 15 plus years, which is very, very cash flow centric. I understand cash flows. I always look at life through the prism of cash flows. So when I began investing also, I looked at it through the prism of cash flows. Then before some 2, 3 years, one of my friends told like, why don't you do CFP? So that is when I came into CFP, wherein by which I learned about time value of money. What is present value? What is future value? What is the returns? How to measure returns? What is CAGR? What is internal rate of return? What is my extended internal rate of returns? What is holding period returns? What is absolute returns? How to evaluate a product? What is Jensen's alpha? What is standard deviation? All of this, it might sound technical to you, but they're very simple. You have to just decode these terms and tell your client. And that is the biggest value that you can add as a CFP when you go and interact in the market with the real life clients. Trust me on this. I'm not saying this just because I have to say something here. Every single word that I'm speaking is something which I have experienced personally of utilizing the products, utilizing the services, utilizing the knowledge of being a CFP. It's not that it is the ultimate. You have to keep learning. Okay, you have to then do a PMS course, you have to do a SIF course, you can do multiple courses, but this will form a very strong base from where you can kind of evolve. So world's topmost certification, as I said, it is recognized in 27 different countries. As I told you, it covers the scope. It covers time value of money. It covers investment allocation, asset management. It covers taxation, personal taxation. It covers retirement planning as a standalone module. It covers estate planning, which is about succession. It covers about insurance need analysis, which is risk management. And then finally, you also will submit a capstone project where you will build a case study like a real life scenario, which is being given to you. And you will have to build a financial planning for their different goals like educational goal, marriage goal, vacation goal, retirement planning, and insurance planning and stuff. So it is a comprehensive, program from a personal finance perspective. Sir, what do I have to join this program? Nothing. You just have to be a minimum 10 or plus 2 pass out, 18 plus years of age, no restriction of streams. As I said, you can be from the arts background, you can be from the science background, you can be from the commerce background, you can be an engineer, you can be a BTech, anything. Okay, sir, after I finish all the 4 levels, how do I get the CFP mark after my name? So there you should have had been a minimum graduate and your score will be valid for 5 years. You should be minimum a graduate. Sir, why are they having this condition? Why are they not having this condition to onboard me? But why are they having this condition to certify me? Because please, my dear friends, please understand that CFP badge is a badge of honor. It is an endorsement by itself. So we want people or the board, FPSB, which is the Financial Planning Standards Board, they need people who are responsible enough to go and advise about money to real life people, real life clients. They want people who are responsible, which is why you should have a minimum of 3 years of work experience in BFSI or 1 year of internship somewhere. But if you are an investor yourself and if you are pretty matured in life, like I was 44 when I did the CFP, I had not had the specific BFSA experience. I wrote to them saying I'm an investor myself. I've been investing for so long and I'm 44 years old with an engineering certificate. They issued, but that's a very subjective thing. I will, as ICOFP, will not guarantee that everyone will get it in that route. It is a very subjective thing. As per the written rule, as per the written thing, to get the CFP mark, you should be a graduate and a minimum of 3 years of work ex in BFSA sector, which is banking, financial sector, and insurance. Why? Is because just to make sure that you are responsible enough as a person to go and talk about money, because money is a very sensitive subject, right? So we have to be responsible enough to talk about money. So as I said, the 4 levels of CFP covers your investment planning, time value of money, retirement, taxation, risk analysis, and your estate planning, which is like, Hindu law, Christian law, Mohammedan law, which is Sharia, how each of these laws work in terms of estate. Although you are not a lawyer yourself, you're not expected to be one also. You will act as a bridge between the client and the lawyer, because the client will know what he or she wants to do with their assets and the lawyer will know how the rule works. So you have to act as a bridge. Same is with the case of taxation. The CA will tell how much is the taxes after the transaction has happened, but you will understand what is the capital gains, what is a tax efficient product, which you will tell the client, which is why you will act as a bridge on these concepts of taxation and estate planning, where you will be a bridge. You're not a chartered accountant yourself, you're not a lawyer yourself, but you will act as a bridge to decode many technical jargons and technical analysis to your client, and you will act as a bridge. But retirement planning is the crown jewel of CFP. Trust me, how much to accumulate, when to accumulate, what is asset rebalancing, how to move asset classes from high risk to low risk. I am retiring at 60. I can accumulate my money. I can put SIP into a small and mid cap fund or a multi cap fund or a large and mid cap fund until I am 52, 53. But after that, I have to move to a safer asset class. Even at the retirement, post-retirement period, what should be the asset class in which my investment, my corpus should be. This retirement planning is the most demand product in the market today. You know why? It's very simple. Someone who is 30 or 40, he or she wants to start retirement planning because these days everyone wants to work for lesser number of years, right? So if someone starts to plan at 30, so they will have hardly another 20, 25 years to retire at the age of 55, and they want to plan till the age of say about 80. Okay. So you are talking about roughly 45 to 50 years of planning, my dear friends. Just think how dynamic it will be. What amount of changes the market will have? What are the new products? What are the new taxation rules? What are the new rules in terms of estate planning or the succession? How many things will change? Taxation of today was not the taxation before 5 years. Taxation of today will be different from the taxation after 5 years. Personal taxation, personal income taxation, how the capital gains is charged on different products. Everything is changing. The real estate has changed. The long-term capital gains, even in equities, has changed from 15 to 20. The 10 to 12.5 percentage is the long term, which has changed. The short term from 15 to 20 has changed for less than 1 year. So all these things are dynamic. And when you have growth, when you have more and more money coming in, you will have a lot of reforms. Trust me, your asset under management, once it grows, SEBI is going to make a rule in terms of restriction of the management fee. They are going to put a cap on it. Every mutual fund company, AMC, cannot charge beyond a certain percentage of money so that investors are getting benefited. Because they are saying you have a lot of money now. Like I'm an investor into Parag Parikh Flexi Cap Fund. I began my investing with them when they had an AUM of 50,000 crore. Today they have 1.25 lakh crores. So just think about the money which they are making because of the increased AUM. Okay, it is their hard work, but they are willing to drop some 10 basis points or 15 basis points. If they were at 0.8 or 0.9 or 0.7 percentage, even for a direct scheme, they are even willing to come down to below that because they are having more AUM. They're still going to make more money. And same is with the case with taxes. When there are 100 people, it makes sense for me to collect 1 rupee for each person so that I get 100. But if there are 1,000 people, I'm okay to collect 50 paise. I will still have more money than the amount of money that I was collecting from 100 people. This is the basis of progression. This is the basis of evolution. This is the basis of an economic reform. This is the basis of structured formal economy coming into play. And people who are certified in every single field which is associated with money is going to be important. You want to do it, not do it is your personal choice, but we cannot take away the importance of being certified in such a time when India is in the cusp of the growth that it is going to have in terms of the investment landscape. Now, I'm going to talk about the International College of Financial Control. Until now, I have given you all the perspective of why it is important to do CFP. As I said, I keep talking to at least like 10, 20 people a day who are already doing CFP, who have just completed CFP, or who are wanting to do CFP. I always tell the people who are wanting to do CFP, I tell them only one standard thing. Okay. They always say that, sir, this is your standard dialogue. Yes, it is my standard dialogue because I'm saying this out of experience. I always tell people that you can think 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 40 times whether the CFP course or the CFP certification is right for you or not. Because you are going to spend your time, energy, and money into this course in terms of upgrading yourself. You can think about it. Okay. But the moment you know that you are going to do CFP, then your decision making of whom to do with does not even arise. It has to be ICO. Because I tell people that, boss, you think 20 times whether you want to do CFP, but don't even think once. After you have decided that you are going to do CFP, who are you going to do with? The answer is ICO. I'm not saying this because I'm a mentor or a core faculty here. I've been a student of ICO. ICOFP is the first education provider to bring CFP education into India as a country itself, way back, almost 20 plus years back in the early 2000s. So we have evolved with the course. We understand how the whole thing works. We have the experienced faculty. We know how the exam pattern works. We have passing rate which are mind-boggling, which are in excess of 90% across levels. It's like we have made a mockery of the whole thing kind of a thing because we have understood the framework. We have understood every single aspect the syllabus is going to deal with. We have exam groups, we have refresher sessions, we have practice questions, we have quiz, we have assignments, we have live classes, we have weekday classes, we have weekend classes. We provide recordings in terms of the classes that you will attend so that you can go and revise later. We have notes which are uploaded in the LMS, what not. Someone has to just sign up with us, and then we are just going to handle you from the time of registering with FPSB until the time you get the final certification. Trust me on this. I've been producing like in last year we have 100 plus CFPs who are kind of gone, and like we still have one more cycle to go. So I know what really I'm talking about, and I'm the mentor for the people who are at the last level. Okay, so I understand what is the level of energy they will have after completing the first three levels, reaching there. Even if you are a fast track student or a regular pathway student, I deal with these people day in and day out. So I understand this aspect. Okay, so we have the faculties who are all CFPs, and if it is a taxation faculty, they have to be a minimum of a chartered accountant. Okay, so we have been practicing CFP. We have the personalized mentorship angle, and we have the highest number of certificates, and the passing percentage. As I said, okay, record of reaching 100% passing percentage is also in few cycles. I will not say in every cycle, but consistently we have been able to do 90% plus for many months or many cycles now. Okay. So we have the awards and accolades here. The Best Finance College 2019, as recent as this, like last couple of weeks back, there was a FPSB event in Hyderabad. You can go and Google it. We have been awarded the torch bearer of being an education provider. We got the prize for the best education provider and India for CFP. So this is just a benchmark that we are talking about. So we have these different accolades. See, these are all results. But I believe, and we as an organization, we believe in process. If I keep doing the process day in, day out, then the results are bound to come, right? Where will the result go? Correct. Virat Kohli, we are only seeing Virat Kohli scoring a century, taking out his chain and kissing that ring in that and showing his bat to the crowd. But what is the amount of hard work which is required, the process that he follows to get that desired result? We have a similar psychology or school of thought that we have the grind, we have the process. You have to submit yourself to that process. You have paid money, you have spent time, you have spent energy to enroll yourself into this course, right? So after that, you have to get the maximum benefit in terms of the knowledge, in terms of the shortest time in which you are able to complete. We have the process, we have the framework, we understand how this works. So please do give us that opportunity if you have made up the mind to do CFP. That's the key takeaway that I have in terms of why ICOFP for CFP. Okay, so we have our dean who was awarded the best educator of the year in the last year's award functions of FPSV. She's Madhu Sinha, and we have the different faculties for different streams of education that we have. As I said, we don't compromise on the quality. You can see myself also here as a part of this faculty list, right? So we have faculties who have widely experience, have the industry knowledge, and also practical aspect of investing, also practical aspect of student handholding from examination point of view. We bring both the blend, because just the academics is not enough, just the practical experience is not enough. You have to create a wedding of the both the things. It has to be a shubh shadi, it has to be a good wedding, it has to be well consumed, and you should bring that right blend. We as faculties, we bring that. And you will not believe, for level 1 and level 4, we even have individual mentoring. Once you appear and enroll for level 1 exam, you will be assigned to a mentor. One person, you will have one mentor as a candidate. As a mentor, I will have some 8 or 10 mentees depending upon the number of people who are appearing for that cycle. You can always call us as mentors and ask, like, subject related thing, exam related thing, or real life related thing in response to the subject. So the personal touch that we are able to bring up in terms of the teaching experience is one of the biggest takeaways, and I can openly challenge that we are the best when it comes to the human interface, when it comes to bringing that human blend. And I'm saying this openly in this session. I've been a student, I've experienced it, I've been a mentor, I'm now a mentor also. So I know what I'm saying in terms of able to connect with people, able to provide them the solution. I'm not saying that we are God or we can provide solution for anything, but it's about just that one single element of guidance that you need many times in life. It's like you reaching a roundabout. Okay, in Hindi you guys call it Gol Chakkar. Okay, so this roundabout you reach. Now you are struggling whether to go to the left, straight, right, or you should take a U-turn. So that point, you need that one moment of guidance saying that, okay, this is your vehicle, this is the amount of fuel you have, this is your desired destination. You should go straight, or you should take a left, or you should take a right, or you should take a U-turn. That is the advice as a mentors who are having that experience can provide you, and they keep enforcing you like how this CFP can help you. Okay. So as I said, we have the virtual live classes on the weekdays and the weekends. Options are also available. Class recordings are shared right after every class. There will be recordings which will be shared to you, and you will have an LMS login and password user credentials you have. You can log into the LMS. You can check the recordings of the classes that you have attended, so that if you have some more questions or if you want to kind of listen to it again and stuff like that. And we also have e-learning, which are pre-recorded videos, which are also very good. I have recorded for PFM and retirement taxation. Everything is quite impeccable. So people who feel that, sir, we don't have the time, we cannot commit ourselves to a specific timeline because we are working and we have flexible hours, we are professionals, or we are self earning. So you can have the LMS, which is the e-learning based things, where the pre-recorded videos will be given to you after you enroll with us, and you can study from that. Even there, we have the live refresher classes. Even there, after you register for exam, even if you're an e-learning student, you will become a part of the mentorship program where you will be handheld by the mentors, okay, in terms of how to approach the whole thing. Okay. So as I said, we have a mountain of content. Sometimes I feel that we have a lot more than what actually is required, but we have it. And don't worry, we'll be kind of channelizing you how to use it, what to use it, and kind of what should be the approach. I will tell you something. We have exam strategy sessions for every level before the exam comes. Let's say if the exam is another 20 days or 30 days, because these exams happen every month, level 1, 2, 3. Level 4 happens once in 2 months. We have these sessions which are called exam strategy sessions. We provide with notes, we provide with not books, we provide with material which is kind of, we have worked so hard to kind of make very refined notes from that large content. So we have the quizzes, we have the assignments, we have exam strategy session, we have exam based WhatsApp group, we have mentorship, we have live mock tests before you go to the exam. We simulate like a Zoom session like this. We send a Google spreadsheet in the chat, and then like you will download it to your computer, and you will have 120 minutes or 180 minutes depending upon your level. You will be attempting at 75 questions, like how you will attempt in your exam. That kind of an environment we create, and students practice in that. So as I said, right from the time you get onboarded with us till the time you get certified, we are there. We are going to be hand holding you. I have been handheld. It's not that I have not experienced what I'm saying. Okay. So the concept book, workbook, group projects, preview records in terms of the some concepts, if you have to kind of have them, the preview, and world-class LMS where we have the recordings and assignments and mock tests and notes, everything, class recordings, online mock tests, personalized mentors, weekly doubt clearing session, case studies for practice and assignments. Everything of whatever I'm saying, I did not have to even refer to this chart. I am not even seeing this chart and saying, I'm just saying this from my own experience as being a student. And my experience now has been, we also evolved. When I was a student, the level of hand holding was slightly lesser than this. And the level of hand holding of what we have is more, much more than that. And the level of hand holding which we will have 1 year down the lane could be even more than now. So because see, there is always a scope for you to improve. There is always a scope for you to evolve. There is always a scope for you to engage in a better manner. So we do that. It's not that key, this is our framework, this is Hokya, and like we are going to get stuck with it. No, we are evolving. Every cycle we evolve. Okay. So to talk about the most important aspect in terms of, sir, how much does it cost? All of this is okay, but as a person, how much money should I spend? So this is the board fee that we are talking about. This you will pay as a customer directly to the Financial Planning Standards Board. We are not involved in any of this pricing. When I say we are not involved, this is not our pricing. We don't decide this. If there are changes from a periodic basis on a periodic basis which happen on these pricing, it is the board's decision, and you will be paying directly to FPSB, which is called Financial Planning Standard Board. Okay, so they collect this money in terms of FPSB registration, e-book fee, FPSB's exam fee from level 1 to 3, and CFP final. And then, like, as I said, for the project, they call it as a financial plan assessment called FPA, and specialized certification. All of these prices, all of this tariff is fixed by the Financial Standard Planning Standards Board. You will be paying to them directly. You will not even pay a single penny of it through us or to us, not the both. You're not going to pay through us. You're not going to pay to us. You're going to pay directly to FPSB as their client, as their customer, as their registered student or a registered participant in the program. So this is the board's decision. And we are going to be handholding you throughout the process.
Friends, I think there are some kind of internet issue at Vivu sir and he is rejoining again.
Okay. Can you hear me? Kanaya, am I audible now?
Yes, yes, you are better. We can hear you
Okay.
properly now.
So for this eligibility, there are some educational qualifications which are being listed as a part of the screen, and you should also have a BFSI based work experience. You can be a mutual fund distributor also. Your ARN number should be 3 years old. Do not worry about this aspect. Krishan is there. He will drop his email address as a part of the chat. Krishan, please drop your email ID in the chat. And you can reach out to him by sending your resume or CV or biodata, whatever you call it. And Krishan will be able to do a soft check with the FPSB board if you are eligible for the fast track. And if you are eligible, you will straight away come to the fourth level. You just have to give only one exam plus that project to get certified for the CFP. You don't even have to have anything further because you are already having that experience of the work experience or educational experience because of which you are qualified for fast track. Let me repeat, reiterate, do not worry about this aspect. You can send your resume to Krishan. He will assist you. He's been doing this day in, day out. He understands how the whole thing works. He will get a soft check done with the board, get it confirmed for you guys and keep you informed. Okay. And then ICOP Fast Track is one of the excellent. As I said, I'm the mentor for the Fast Track students, so I understand how this whole thing works. You can get CFP certified in roughly about 5 to 6 months. So if you kind of you should have that intensity. It's not that you will not have that intensity. Even if you don't have that intensity, you can still get it done in about 10 to 11 months. But if you bring that intensity, yes, definitely 6 months is not a unrealistic timeline for you to have if you're in fast track. And even if you're in regular pathway, in my own experience as a student, I gave my first level of exam in Feb 2023 and the last level of exam in October 2023 only because they did not have exam in September. If they had exam in September, I would have given in September itself. And I completed the project alongside my exam also. And I did the entire thing in straight span of 7 to 8 months. All the four levels, including the project. It is possible. It is human. And you have, someone who is not worked in BFSA even for a single day, who is having an engineering background, has never worked in any financial landscape at all. So it is not important. What is very important is your intent. You should have that strong intent and the willingness to work. You will be able to crack it without any issue. Okay, this is the fast track validation fee. This fee of whatever that we saw, which is the board fee, which is the regular pathway students, someone like me, who have to write all the four levels of exam, those exam fee plus the certification fee plus the financial planning assessment project fee and the content fee and the initial registration. This fee is for regular pathway students who will be registering and paying all of these monies to FPSB. Not a single penny of this have to be paid to us or even through us. You will be paying directly through their website. So you can be pretty confident that wherever you study, however you study, this is the money that you have to pay to the board directly. We have no role in this in terms of fixing these prices. This screen talks about the validation fee or the fee if you are a fast track candidate. One is the fast track validation fee, which is where they check your documents and stuff. Then the registration is 34, financial plan assessment is 12, final exam fee is 13, and CFP certification is 10,500. This one single screen gives you the idea of the total cost that you will incur with the board. This does not include our fee. This is the fee. This is the money that you will pay directly to the Financial Standard Board and not even through us. Okay. So this is the screen which is talking about the fee that you will pay to us, which as ICOFP being the authorized premium education service provider of FPSB India, we charge this fee for the different flavors of programs in terms of virtual learning is live Zoom classes, which you will have, and you will attend those classes in the weekdays or the weekends, and there will be a tutor like me who is going to teach you the concepts. You can ask live doubts and live classes there. And as I told already, if you have time constraints, if you have long flexible hours where you cannot commit yourself to classes on a regular basis, you have these e-learning based classes where you have the pre-recorded videos which will not have any compromise in quality, guys. Trust me, if I am teaching retirement, I am the same person who has recorded for e-learning also. The only thing is you cannot have a live interaction in terms of e-learning. But we also have refresher sessions and mentorship arrangement even for e-learning. If at all you feel that the flexibility is not there for you, then e-learning is also an option. And if you are in the fast track pathway, it is 45,000 flat. And if you're in fast track, there is no meaning of taking e-learning because it is the final level, it is the only level, and the classes happen only in the weekends. So that should be possible for anyone and everyone. Saturday evening and Sunday mornings will be the classes. You can check with Krishan and his team in terms of further schedules and stuff like that. But fast track is you have to come for the live classes. Okay. So what is it for today we have in terms of the Save on CFP study? There is a flat 10% discount for virtual e-learning and fast track pathway. Get exclusive discount on FPSB's content, which is for regular pathway students. There is a discount voucher or a discount code which we provide if you are registering today. And you also have the e-learning videos and secrets of successful stock trading. So these two in the below is more of a knowledge-based thing that we offer for people who register today. And the top two are real monetary cash benefits that you will have. Because when you register with FPSB for exams, you have to purchase their content mandatorily. Is compulsory, and it's not the money that you're going to pay to us, it's the money that you're going to pay to them. But we will provide you with a discount voucher if you register with us today, which will carry a very significant amount of discount for you to be able to benefit from it. So the top two that you're seeing on your screen are cash benefits, real cash benefits, which will save the amount of money that is going out from your pocket. And the below two is a knowledge benefit, which will enable you to clear in a much efficient manner. So you can save up to about 32K. As I said, like if you speak to Krishan or his team, you will be able to get a better understanding in terms of qualification, in terms of the schedules, how the classes happen, how does the LMS thing work, what is the number of levels, average time over. I have said all of that, but at an individual level, if you want to have a one-to-one understanding from a counselor from our side in a much better manner, if you feel that if you want to hear them at a one-to-one level, please do reach out. Please express your interest so that our team can reach out to you as well. And let me tell you one thing. Let me sign off with one simple thing, guys. Like, this is the time. Like, our market is in the cusp. It's going to go into a great deal of evolution. The market is available. There is a scope for certification. There is a scope for informed learning. Now it is up to us whether we want to participate in it or not. So I think if you guys can make up the mind to get the decision, as I said, think 5 times, think 10 times to do CFP. But once you have made up the mind to do CFP, don't even think once. ICOFP is the destination for you to do CFP. On that note, I end this session. Thanks a lot for the patient hearing, and my apologies for the breakage in the internet in between. And I hope you guys had a purposeful, meaningful session that you found it useful. And thank you once again, Kanaya, Krishan, and the entire team for having me as a speaker. It's always a pleasure to interact with you all and thanks a lot for taking time out to all of you who is present here on a weekend. Thank you.
Acha, Vibhu, there are a couple of questions I can see in the chat box. Could you please take some time and reply, take those questions
Sure.
in the chat box?
Which question I should take? There are so many questions.
We cannot
I think,
limit.
Christian, you will be able to tell me which question I should take. I think you are experienced enough to say that, right? Chartered Wealth Management and CFP, sir, I'll tell you what. So there is Hitesh who is asking this Chartered Wealth Management and CFP. Sir, if you talk about personal finance, you even go and see any videos in YouTube or any influencers, when you talk about certification, there is a CFA, which is again a gold standard in terms of institutional finance. You do CFA when you have to become a fund manager, when you have to do manage the money, you have to become a money manager. It's more of an institutional finance. But CFA is the gold standard in institutional finance. Let's not have any doubt about it. It's even more complicated. It's even more expensive also. But when it comes to personal finance space, CFP is the gold standard. Let's have not have any doubt because it touches every single corner of the aspects of personal finance that a person should have. It covers that scope, and they've been doing it for a long amount of time. So they understand the evolution as well. So CFP any day, it has got the code of ethics, it has got how the client should be treated, how should you put the client first, what are the aspects in terms of confidentiality, integrity, the code of different code of ethics, understanding the products, understanding the risk, evaluating performance, retirement planning, what are the different strategies in retirement planning, what are the different withdrawal strategies in retirement planning, how to build a case study from Excel, how to show the pictorial representation of cash flow to the client. I can keep talking about it. There are 50 different things that a CFP can do, which some other course on personal finance might not be able to do. Okay. So have no doubt that if you want to do something meaningful in CFP, you can do the personal finance space you want to have, then definitely it is CFP. Sivasutan is asking, what about articleship and placement? Yes, we definitely provide assistance. Although it's not a guarantee, we have a placement board which gives you an idea in terms of the job requirements, especially when it comes to the mid-level and the entry level. Our recent developments have made us in a position to say that yes, we can really get you jobs. But the thing is, like, you should have that employability factor in you in terms of being able to talk, in terms of relocation if it is required, in terms of finishing that certification on time and stuff like that, whether it is about articleship and placement, as long as you have that element of employability in you, I can say this on session that we have a great deal of assistance on that front as well. So, will the books be sent by courier? Yes, the books will be sent by courier. Can you show your latest placement? What do you mean by latest placement in terms of the list of people who have been placed? No, I think you can ask that individually to people, the counselors that you were speaking. But as I said, we are an education provider. Our core functionality is the educating you in CFP, so that rather than giving you a fish in the hand, I'll give you a fishing rod in the hand. As I said, we will definitely assist you in the placement, this thing, but it is not that I'm a placement agency that I will give you a list or Excel dump to say that, okay, these people were appointed here or that people were appointed there. We are not a placement agency. We are a institutional education provider who educate, who make people certified and increase their employability by a great extent. Okay. Will any discount be offered? Yes, Rifa, that is what I talked about. The discount code offer is there if you register today. Same year as 43 CA inter work experience 15. So can I get the certified mark? Then of course you can. So you can even check with Krishan if you are eligible for the fast track. As of now, we offer weekend classes only for virtual. Okay. I'm not from finance background. I'm currently working as a lead software product-based company, but I want to become a CFP. This course suitable for me. Of course, do I need to learn any basics? No, you don't have to learn any basics. I'm not from financial background, Satish. I did this when I was 44. People say that your retention reduces, the amount of information that you can retain reduces with age. You hear a lot of these things from people, but we decide what we have to do. I was 44 and as I said, I completed all the 4 levels in 7 to 8 months flat, all first attempt. Okay. In fact, I was nominated as CFP Student of the Year. Obviously, I did not end up going to win it, but that meant that I finished in the top 5 in that year when I passed out. So if you have the intent, you can definitely crack this in style. Don't worry about it. Okay. Any other questions we have, Kanaya? Demo class be arranged? Yeah, I think if you reach out to our counselors, they can give you a few demos, or you can discuss that out with Krishan in terms of how the whole thing works. They can kind of help you with that. What is personalized mentorship is that, like, you will have mentors like me who will be assigned to you in level 1 and level 4, because that is when you actually come to understand the patterns and stuff, right? Even in level 2 and level 3, we have the exam groups, we have refresher sessions, we have a close tie-up or engagement with our students. But specific mentoring is like you have one-to-one mentor to you. In your name as Bhavik, you will be assigned a mentor who will be talking out and reaching out to you in terms of understanding your challenges and what are the things that you have to do and stuffs. Okay. Trust planning for family wealth, to a certain extent, yes. But as I said, Bhushan, it is not. You're not going to become a lawyer. You're not going to become a specialist. You will definitely read about the different succession laws, which is the religion-based succession laws, interstate, and how the whole thing of will. What are the different instruments? What is the safest way to do it from a legal angle? All that you will read, and you will also read about family trust, revocable trust, and then irrevocable trust, and inter alia. All of those things you will read about in the estate planning. Okay. Yes. Sivasudan, Tamil Nadu. Okay. Okay. Oh, you're not taking any risk, Sivasudan. I don't. Okay, Aditi, you're 24, you've joined a PMS firm, very good. Attempting my NSM 5A, ठीक है, at the end of this month, and I want to become an RM, wealth RM. Is it selling products? Okay, so since you're working already in a product-based company, you will be able to understand this much better. Rifa, yes, some things in life can't wait. So yes, this discount is available only if you register today. You can do that with the amount of, you don't have to pay the entire amount, which you can kind of take that clarity from Krishan and team to get how to enroll today. Okay. So Aditi, yeah, to answer your question, you want to become an RM, but since you are already in a product company, you have to understand how the whole thing works for you to be able to communicate better. So obviously, CFP will add a great deal of value in terms of that asset allocation, or which strategy should you offer to which clients, what is their risk profile, what is the growth strategy, what is the conservation strategy, what is a hybrid strategy, all of that, because you are already working for a PMS firm, which means you're already working for a product company, right? So you have to know and understand that which product to pitch for which client, which CFP can help you in a great way. Okay. Of course you will understand. I had already attended life insurance general mutual sessions. Yes, quality is different. Okay, Kanaya, you want to take any audio-based questions or?
So, friends, if you have any question, you can raise your hand. I'll unmute you one by one. There, you can ask your question directly from Vibhu sir. For that, first you have to raise the hand so that I can unmute you yourself.
Okay, so Kanaya, if there are no further questions, since we are already shooting out on the budget.
Right.
Yes, Rifa, we will send the books by courier. Don't worry about it.
So, with this, thank you so much, Vibhu sir, for your time. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Kisan and team. Signing off now. Bye bye.